And that's when I realized that it was probably the airbrush portrait artist. I wouldn't be surprised. Classic. Smoking cigarettes? Who's smoking cigarettes? People are embarrassed to say they like smoke cigarettes now. I smoked for 15 years, I loved it. I quit. I realized like eventually only a couple groups of people are gonna smoke cigarettes. Like super rich people and super poor people. It's like they're the only two groups who are like, who gives a fuck? That and Europeans. Doesn't it seem like Europeans can smoke cigarettes forever and like they don't get cancer, they just get tanner? You know, they're just like, oh yeah, no, we'd wake up in the morning and then we'll do a cigarette and then, what do you do for breakfast? You know, breakfast is usually chocolate and then we go for work about 1:30 and then we stay at work for, 1 or 2 hours and we work about 6 hours a week and then the rest of the year we just go for vacation, 6-month vacation. What do you guys do for lunch? Lunch, we go out, we have a cigarette, 3 bottle of wine, just a lunch, mainly heavy cream. And then we do square backpack, and then we go in our tiny car, and then dinner is chocolate, cigarette, and then cigarette chocolate. They're living the dream, guys. Guys, what if farts sounded different? Like, what if they... These farts are super funny, and like, honestly, like if a kid were like, like if you farted in front of a 2-day-old kid, that 2-day-old kid's like, ha 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 ha, hilarious, pointing at everything with their fucking little fucking jello hands, you know what I mean? I kind of want to fuck, I have a prank show idea. Can I pitch to you guys? It's called Smoke That Baby, and the basic idea is that I smoke cigarettes and go up to baby strollers and blow smoke in their faces. And then I go up to the camera and go, that baby just got smoked! Anyway, back to farting real quick. It's the noise, it's the smell, but it's the noise like, that's a silly noise. Like, what if when you were hanging out, you're like, yeah, no, I'm working at this nonprofit, and anyway, I work at this nonprofit, and it's going really well, and I mean, if it sounded like a bird noise, it'd be pretty sweet, right? I will leave you guys with this. Chlamydia! No, I'm kidding. No, I'll leave you with this, guys. I really love being at Bonnaroo, and it's a fun festival. Come every year. You guys, we really appreciate you guys coming out, and I'm gonna go back there and overdose on heroin. I just wanted to say goodbye, but it's been a blast. Just remember that my last words were, I wish farts sounded like bird noises. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to bring to the stage a man you know, a man you love. He plays Kevin on the lead. He's wearing a hat. Give it up for Steve Renner-Zizi! Mr. Nick Kroll, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Kroll! I'm working a hat. This is my first Bonnaroo. I did not know what to pack. This is my first Bonnaroo, or as I like to call Haiti Fantasy Camp. Because you guys are living in squalor. You have to know that. In your hearts, you have to know that. No, I'm psyched to be here. I've been in a lot of fucking crazy places. Any Cleveland? Where I was there. Any Cleveland people? They're so poor. They really are poor people. I left. It's a bad economically. It's bad. I left my hotel room
except a black guy and a German Shepherd. And I'm like, oh, this is like I Am Legend for real. Oh, shit. I never saw the end of the movie. I don't know how this shit ends. Very aggressive homeless people in Cleveland. Aggressive. I was walking past his phone. He's like, hey man, you got a cigarette? I'm like, nope, no. He's like, let me have a drag of yours. What? You want me to take my cigarette out of my mouth, put it into your mouth, and then bring it back to daddy? I'd rather share a rubber with my father and experience that with you, sir. J.K. Rowling has she was homeless, did you know that? She was homeless 20 years ago, living on the streets. Now she's the richest woman in the United Kingdom. That's why it gets me thinking, when I go to 7-Eleven in the morning and the homeless guy asks me for $1, I'm like, fuck yeah, you can have $1, man. Just tell me about some of those crazy ideas you have floating around your skull. Because I got a meeting at Disney in 20 minutes, okay? You're urinating on yourself. Let's make a better life together. One of the best experiences I've ever had in my life was with a homeless person about 6 months ago in Los Angeles. I was in my car at one of those left-hand arrow red lights, and there was a guy in front of me with a Mercedes, and he was texting. He had like an Affliction t-shirt tucked into jeans with a sport jacket on. Do you ever just look at someone and you're like, this guy's an asshole. He's a fucking asshole. Not prejudging, but you know. So he's texting, and the light turns green, he doesn't go, so I politely beep at him, and he turns around, he looks at me, he flips me off, and goes right back to texting, and lets the light turn red. And I was like, fuck this guy. And as an angel, a little homeless guy came from around the corner with his squeegee and his bucket, and he goes, you want me to do your windows? I go, no, come here. He said, I'm gonna give you this $10 bill. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever gotten the opportunity to say, I'm gonna give you $10 to a homeless person. But it's essentially saying all hands on deck. Like you have a personal concierge for as long as this transaction is to occur. This guy will run email like Paul Revere. Just he'll run it to places. So I said, I'll give you this $10 if you take your bucket of homeless squeegee water and pour it into that guy's moonroof. Now guys, most people pause and think of the ramifications of such an action. This guy looked at me and smiled for the first time since Vietnam. He high-fived me, he gave me the gun motion, ran over, picked that bucket up, and dumped it into the guy's moonroof. Greatest $10 I've ever spent on Tijuana. I saw him 3 months ago, we remembered each other, we made eye contact. It was beautiful, it was like Our Dirty Dancing. I was Swayze lifting homeless Jennifer Grey above my head. You can try to recreate that, but you never will. Those are moments, guys. I smoked so much pot this weekend. Gotta pace yourself, guys. I'm getting old. Had an incident a couple weeks ago. I always got high, and then my wife said, what do you want to do for dinner? I said, let's just order pizza. Let's keep it simple. I order the pizza. The guy tells me it's going to be a half hour. Fine. 40 minutes goes by, no pizza. Now my wife said, where's the fucking pizza? You said the fucking pizza. She sounds in my brain, just graining. Like every last nerve. So I said, hey, you want to know what's going to be here? When it gets here, run and look at the clock, and that's what fucking time it's going to be here. Like an asshole. And that's on me. That's my fault. I have issues. But I was pissed because I don't know, do you guys know there's a new unwritten rule in America that whoever orders the pizza is now in charge of the entire pizza process. Did you know this? Like if it's late, it's your fault. If somebody shits on the pizza, your friend's gonna be like, why did you order shit pizza, dude? It's like, you know what, just don't eat it. So now more and more time's going by, and I'm paranoid at this point because I'm really high, and I'll be honest, I was 90% sure that I ordered the pizza. There's still that 10% that floats around your brain. You're like, can I just call my mom and tell her I like pizza? Because I do like pizza. It's got cheese and sauce. You can put pepperonis on it. But I ordered it because 10 minutes later, I swear to God, I'm not